In 2025, Western Australia's richest resident, Chris Ellison, put his Saunders Street riverfront estate on the market. He bought it in 2009 for 57.5 million Australian dollars, a national record at the time. 16 years later, the WA state record still hasn't been broken. But the more astonishing story isn't Ellison's, it's what happened before him. The same piece of land sold in 1992 for just $400,000. In 17 years, it appreciated 140 times. The property is at 43 Saunders Street, Mosman Park, what locals call Millionaire's Row, a clifftop strip along the Swan River. 7,565 square meters of riverfront land. 6 bedrooms, 7 bathrooms, 3 separate buildings, a private jetty, boathouse, tennis court, cinema, wine cellar, and spa. It isn't a house, it's a compound. The listing is held by Vivian Yap of Ray White Dalkeith Claremont. Let's go back to 1992. The land at that time belonged to the Sisters of St. John of God, a Catholic congregation. Churches tend to hold land for decades, sometimes centuries, and they don't think like developers. Real estate is a holding, not an investment. In 1992, they sold this Swan River frontage for 400,000 Australian dollars. In the Perth of that era, that was the ordinary price for a riverside plot. The buyer in 1992 was Angela Bennett. She's the daughter of Peter Wright, partner of Lang Hancock, iron ore fortunes born in the 1960s Pilbara discoveries of Western Australia. Bennett held the land for 17 years. Then in 2009, she sold it to the Ellisons for 57.5 million Australian dollars. She wasn't a property developer. She didn't tear anything down, didn't rebuild. She did one thing. She held a piece of prime Swan River frontage for 17 years. 400,000 in, 57.5 million out, 140 times return. This is LandFirst in textbook form. What holds value is the ground, not the building. When Ellison closed in 2009, 57.5 million didn't just break the Perth record. It beat Sydney's 45 million benchmark, making this the most expensive home transaction in all of Australia. At this price tier, what you're really buying isn't the bricks or the finishes. It's what you see from every window. Living room, dining room, master suite, an irreplaceable full-frame view of the Swan River. Mining cycle wealth converted into the single most unrepeatable sightline in Western Australia. The real LandFirst move came later. In 2014, the Ellisons spent over $10 million more to buy 2 adjacent parcels and fold them into the main compound. Note what he did here. He didn't rebuild, he didn't renovate, he didn't add another pool. He expanded the land. This is how ultra-high net worth owners treat trophy locations. Once you own the scarcest ground, the only remaining move to add value is to make that ground bigger and more indivisible. Fast forward to 2025. The property is back on the market. The timing isn't voluntary. Ellison is in the middle of a governance crisis at MinRes, with pressure on both the company's share price and his personal reputation. The industry reads this as a forced downsize, not a strategic sale. But for buyers, that's exactly the signal. The WA state record has stood for 16 years. Now there's finally a trophy on the market. Ray White has disclosed interest from both Asian and Australian buyers. If the deal closes, the WA residential record isn't getting edged up. It may get shattered. 3 lessons from Saunders Street. First, time is the best partner for land. 400,000 to 57.5 million wasn't development, wasn't luck. It was 17 years of holding one scarce parcel. Second, to add value to a trophy location, you buy the neighboring lot, not another bathroom or pool. That's exactly what Ellison did in 2014. Third, in a down cycle, the strongest hands are forced to let go of their most irreplaceable assets. And that is precisely the window when collection-grade real estate changes hands. Across one full cycle, this land moved from a church to an heiress to a mining magnate to whoever's next. Every transfer timed a wealth cycle turn. Looking at a piece of land, an oceanfront home, a riverfront trophy, trying to decide if it's worth it, don't rely on an agent's pitch. Don't rely on the finishes. Use the LandFirst framework. Break the decision into 5 dimensions: land value, area hierarchy, demand depth, planning optionality, and pricing discipline. At landfirst.ai, you can order an AI-generated professional land analysis report, $29.99, delivered in 24 hours, covering Australia, the US, the UK, Canada, and New Zealand. Before your next real estate decision, get the land right first.